chocolate chip cookie dough fudge that's high in fiber, high in protein, and the most indulgent snack you'll ever make. You're looking at the final boss of low-calorie, high-fiber, and high-protein snacks. This isn't just another dry, chalky protein brownie that tastes like a chore to eat. This is a dense, moist cookie dough fudge that packs a massive 105 grams of protein and 17 grams of fiber into one recipe. If you've ever tried to bake with protein powder before, you know the struggle. It usually turns into a dry brick the second it hits the oven. Today, I'm showing you the results of the butter last technique, a method specifically designed to lock in moisture and create a professional fudge texture every single time. By the end of this video, you'll see why this is the only meal prep dessert you'll ever need. Let's make it now. Get a large mixing bowl, grab a premium whey casein blend like PE Science Gourmet Vanilla and add in 109 grams. 70 grams all-purpose flour. Then one of our most important ingredients, our inulin prebiotic fiber. This is gonna help capture that moisture to give us that fudgy density along with the rest of our ingredients, but you cannot skip this by any means. We need 15 grams of it here. Then 40 grams swerve granular and 2 grams salt because that makes everything better. Give all that a whisk. Move that off to the side and grab another large mixing bowl. Add in 200 grams of our 2% Greek yogurt. Then 40 grams of our sugar-free syrup, 20 grams swerve brown sugar, 4 grams vanilla extract, and very carefully because it adds up fast, 7 grams of molasses. Give all those a good mix, and mix until you think you've mixed enough, and then mix some more and make sure this is well combined. Then we're gonna add in our dry ingredients in 3 separate batches. Batch number 1. Stirring part on this is critical. We don't wanna mix it completely. We wanna get it about 90% mixed on each batch. And then we're gonna use a spatula to finish it off. Batch number 2, batch number 3, and we do have one more wet ingredient that's going to be the key to this recipe, so don't leave quite yet. Now that we're mostly mixed, we wanna come through with a spatula and make sure we get all the dry spots that are on the bottom and the side so it's all combined into the dough, mixing very carefully. Lift up underneath the batter, make sure there's no dry spots underneath, scrape down the sides. It's gonna be quite the arm workout here. Now as our last ingredient after mixing, we're gonna add in our, I can't believe it's not butter, the light one. And the reason for this is because it creates a moisture barrier that's gonna coat the protein particles so they don't drink the fat and turn it into a dry brick. So this is what gives us a nice glossy finish in an almost undercooked fudgy center. 28 grams total, microwave for 30 seconds. And then fold that into the dough. It's going to loosen up the dough significantly. Just make sure you get it all coated. Then we're gonna take 2/3 or 20 grams of our mini chocolate chips and fold it into the batter. Nice and gently. We add the chips in here last because the dough is already sealed and slick with the butter, and now the chips are gonna glide in without any over mixing, and it's gonna keep the chocolate distinct and the dough incredibly tender instead of rubbery like so many bad protein recipes. Now we take our dough, we're gonna put it into a loaf pan that's lined with parchment paper. Get your batter dispersed corner to corner in the loaf pan, nice and even. No peaks, no valleys, even height across the top. And we're gonna take our remaining 10 grams of mini chocolate chips and sprinkle them over the top. Then we lightly press our chips into the batter, just slightly. And now we're ready to bake our fudge, which we're gonna do in our preheated oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or 163 degrees Celsius for 18 to 22 minutes. And after 18 minutes, we're out of the oven, and see that slight jiggle there? I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's the secret because we added the butter last to seal the moisture. This is going to set into a dense, fudgy slab instead of a dry protein cake. We've got over 100 grams of protein in this slab right here, over 17 grams of fiber. It's all locked in right here. We're gonna let it rest in the pan for 10 minutes, let that carryover heat finish the center. Then it's hitting the fridge to firm up for at least 1 hour. Longer the better, but at least 1 hour. When we slice into this, we're gonna put it into 8 pieces and you're going to be looking at double-digit protein per square. Trust the process. The weight is the hardest part, but that fudge finish, totally worth it. Pulled it from the loaf pan over to our dish. Now it's time to put it in the fridge and let it set for at least 1 hour. The longer the better. Now, before we pull this out of the fridge here, we have to talk about the golden window of the bake. When this first came out of the oven, right, it had a very specific jiggle in the center. To a beginner, that looks like we made a mistake. You might be tempted to put it back in for another 5 minutes into the oven. Don't. Because we used PE Science protein and that butter last moisture barrier, the structure here is different than your standard cake. That jiggle is your insurance policy. If you bake it until the center is firm, the protein molecules, they're just gonna tighten up as they cool, and you're gonna end up with that classic rubbery sponge protein powder cake. By pulling it when it's slightly lava-like in the middle, we allow the carryover heat to finish the job gently. This hour in the fridge, it's not just for cooling, it's the final stage of the cooking process where the fats and the protein set into that fudge consistency that we're after. While we wait for those last few minutes of the chill, let's look at the damage, shall we? This is the triple digit club right here. We managed to hit 105 grams of protein. To put that in perspective, you'd have to drink nearly 4 standard protein shakes or eat 2 full chicken breasts to match that protein density that we put into 1 pan of fudge. And the fiber, it's the unsung hero here. With 17 grams of fiber, this isn't just an empty calorie treat. It's designed to actually keep you full. Most protein snacks you buy at the store, they're loaded with sugar alcohols that totally wreck your digestion. We've all been there. Here, we used real Nestle mini morsels for that authentic chocolate snap, but because the protein to carb ratio is so high, the insulin response is completely different. When we divide this into 8 squares, we're looking at 13 grams of protein and only 138 calories per square. This is a better macro profile than almost every elite protein bar on the market today. The hour is up. The jiggle is gone, and the Nestle mini morsels have set perfectly into that glossy top layer. You can see how the edges have pulled away slightly from the parchment paper. That's a sign of a perfect set. So watch here as the knife goes through. We aren't seeing any sticking and we aren't seeing any crumbling. This is the butter last moisture barrier at work. As we cut into these 8 thick squares, look at that cross section. It is dense, it is moist, and it is holding its shape perfectly. This is the final boss texture we were going for. No dry crumbs, no rubbery bite, just pure chilled cookie dough fudge. Don't leave yet, because if you like this recipe, you have to try my chocolate chip cookie recipe or my blueberry loaf recipe that I'll pop up here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.